Hello and welcome to class today. My name is Ellen McKay and I'm happy to be here with you. Oftentimes we approach our body in wanting to fix it. What spaces need to be leaner, stronger, better? And rarely do we approach our body with gratitude and appreciation, even celebration. So today that's what we're going to do. We are going to celebrate our body for all the ways that it shows up for us day in, day out, as we move through our tasks. So as we move through class today, notice what happens in your mind. Is that go to a critical thought about how you're moving, how your body feels, how your body looks? Or can we switch that script? Can we start finding some gratitude, some positive things to say about our body? Maybe, maybe not. I encourage you to give it a try. So today we'll be doing a little bit of self-massage, a little bit of strengthening, and some resting, because I think for most of us, our body probably needs more rest than it gets. Okay, so starting in a seated position, maybe you're on your mat like I am, maybe you're seated in a chair, whatever works best for you. We're going to start with a little bit of breath. Thank goodness our body breathes for us, and it's not really something that we have to think about. So maybe let's just start there. Thanking our body for breathing and doing all these things without us really having to think about it. If you'd like some physical feedback, maybe a hand comes to the heart or to the belly or both, or maybe hands just rest on the legs. Eyes can close if you choose. And since we're finding gratitude for what is, celebrating how things are right now, just take notice of your natural breathing pattern. Maybe you're breathing in the chest, maybe you're breathing in the belly, maybe it's both. Wherever it is, it's happening. And it deserves a little celebration. Maybe as you're noticing that subtle breath pattern, you can also notice that heartbeat. Again, a way our body is just keeping us alive, keeping us going, allowing us to do all the things that we want and need to do. And maybe you continue to just observe. If you'd like to continue to explore this amazing landscape of you, you can begin to bring the breath a little deeper. See if you can shift into that role of observer, letting it all be what it is today. If you are taking longer breaths, fuller breaths, notice how that affects the rest of the body. See if you can shift into that role of observer, letting it all be what it is today. If you are taking longer breaths, fuller breaths, notice how that affects the rest of the body. find a rhythm that feels really good for you today. Start to bring some movement back to the body. Blink the eyes open if they're closed. We're going to start to bring the feet out in front of us. So if you're in a chair, just stay right where you are. I'm going to start here with my left leg out in front, and you can sit however it feels comfortable for you. We're going to start with just a little bit of dry brushing. Great way to support our awesome lymphatic system, boost our immunity, boost our circulation, and it just kind of feels good. So we're going to start as low as you can reach. So maybe that's your knee, maybe that's your shin, maybe that's your toes. Whatever it is, you're going to start just rubbing upwards. So you can use the whole palm of the hand. You can kind of rake the fingers if that feels good. Good. We're just going to rub, rub, rub. And then try to rub the whole space. So not just the front. We want to do the sides, the back if you can reach. Yep, just getting all that lower leg. And eventually we'll start to move our way up to the knee and the thigh. Again, if you can, maybe try to get that inner thigh, outer hip. You can reach, maybe get into that back of the thigh. Good. Wonderful. And then we'll switch sides. So taking that other leg out, again, just reaching down to wherever you can comfortably reach. And we'll start that little motion. Again, maybe it's the fingertips, maybe it's the palm of the hand, whatever feels best. Good. Getting front, side, back. All of it here. And then we'll start to move up. Knee, thigh. Again, get the whole space. Outer thigh, inner thigh. Our legs do a lot of work for us. Good. And then just let those legs rest. Wonderful. Let's bring that awareness to that upper body. So we'll start with one arm. Again, it doesn't matter which one. Just start by giving the top of the hand a little rub. So fingers, top of the hand, palm of the hand, just kind of rubbing around, creating a little heat, creating a little movement. And then start to bring that brush upwards. Good. And again, maybe it's fingertips, maybe it's the palm of the hand. Try to get all of the sides, front, side, back. Good. Eventually, maybe you reach the shoulder. Give the shoulder a little rub. Wonderful. Let's do the other side. So start rubbing on the top of the hand, fingers, warming things up a little bit, palm of the hand. Good. All the way up the arm. Get all sides. Eventually coming up to that shoulder. Good. And if you want to take a moment and maybe just take those fingertips along the top of the chest near the collarbone, both sides, kind of like you're moving fingertips from shoulder towards the heart. Good. Let everything rest. Take a few breaths. Good. A little more self-massage because it feels nice. Let's take one hand to the opposite shoulder and just start moving around here. You can squeeze, you can gently tap with a soft fist, whatever feels good. A little rub. Yep. Good. Couple more breaths on this side. Very nice. Other side, same thing here. find any spots that need a little extra love. Squeeze, gentle tap, rub. Good. Neck, shoulder space. Again, carries a lot for us. Good. You got it. Wonderful. Release that side. Take a couple breaths. Great. All right, let's add a little bit more movement, a little bit more strengthening. So I'm going to come into my tabletop shape. If for any reason that doesn't work well for you, you can stay seated. We're going to come into some cat and cow movement. So eventually palms come to the mat, or if the wrists need a little more support, you can always make fists and kind of punch down towards the mat. Take a little lift of the belly. Inhale, we're going to lengthen the spine, open up through that front body. Exhale, we're going to round the spine. Good. If you're seated in your chair, you're just going to do that same kind of motion. Open up through that front body and then round the spine. Tuck the chin to the chest. Open up through the back. Good. Let's do that a few more rounds. Good. Celebrating the movement of the spine. It really allows us to move in all directions. Forward, back, side to side, and rotation. Good. Let's do one more round. Nice. Now we're going to add a little bit more strength. So if you're on your mat, take both hands down. Right toes are going to reach back. And we're going to lift that right heel. If you want, left hand can reach forward. Okay, adding a little balance. If you're seated in your chair, take your arms out in front of you or overhead, and maybe you can kick one leg out in front, finding some strength, finding some core stability. Good. Let's hold here for 3 more breaths. Nice. Release that, and we're going to switch. So when you're ready, left toes go back, or maybe kick that left heel out if you're seated. Left foot lifts. Good. And if you want, right fingertips reach forward, or come all the way forward, reaching away from that left heel. Again, if you're seated, maybe arms reach out in front or overhead. Few more breaths wherever you are. Good. Release it. And now is your time for rest. So if you'd like, maybe sit back into that child's pose. Forehead can rest on hands or come to the mat. Or if it feels better for you, sit back in your chair. Hands can rest on the lap. Resting here. Feeling that wonderful movement of the breath and the rhythm of the heart. Slowly coming back up to a tabletop shape. You can stay here for a couple breaths. If downward facing dog would feel nice for you here, go ahead and find your way there. Good. We're going to come back and meet in that tabletop shape. I'm going to grab my block. If you don't have one, that's okay. I'm just going to use it so I can show you. You're going to take that right foot forward. So left knee is going to be back on the mat here. Now we're going to celebrate our amazing joints that help all of our parts of our body move in different ways. when hopefully we want them to move. One way to be really kind to your joints is to get some slow, steady movement. So, what that does is it helps lubricate our joints, keep our joints nice and healthy. That whole use it or lose it thing, it's a real thing. So, let's do a little bit of that motion for knees, hips, and ankles. I'm going to use my block here underneath my hand. You can use 2 blocks if you want. You can use no blocks, doesn't really matter. We're just going to shift back and forth. Good. Gentle movement is also really nice on those muscles. It helps you kind of ease in and out of deeper stretches. Good. Few more breaths in this rocking motion. You got it. Good. Switch it out. So right foot goes back. Let's take that left foot forward. Nice. One side might need something different. So add some more support, take some away, whatever you need, and we'll start that gentle movement forward and back. Good. Again, one side might feel a little different, so take your time. Let it be what it is. Celebrate that side. Good. A few more back and forth. Nice. Good. Eventually, we're going to take that left leg back. Again, either find that tabletop shape or maybe downward facing dog. Good. Eventually, we're all going to come to stand. However you want to get there. Arms can reach up if that feels good for the shoulders and arms. Nice. Roll the shoulders up and back. Good. So since we did that nice joint work for the lower body, let's do the same thing for the upper body. Let's start by just circling the wrists. Good. You can wiggle the fingers along the way. Good job. And then maybe we add that movement to the elbows. You can kind of bend and move those elbows however you want. Same thing with the wrists and fingers. And then let's take that movement all the way up to the shoulders. So maybe we take the arms out to the sides. Maybe we reach forward and back. Whatever you want to do. We're kind of just moving through space, getting all those joints warmed up. If it feels okay, you can take your arms overhead. Good. Again, maybe we're twisting. Maybe we're moving kind of out of that linear front, back, side to side. Good. One more breath. Nice. And let's settle in to our Tadasana. Feet about hip distance apart if that feels good. Shoulders back and down, chest and crown of the head lifting up nice and tall. Good. We're going to take a nice wide stance. Let's feel those wonderful parts of our body working for us. We're going to turn right toes out, left toes turn in. You can always have a chair handy, especially behind you if you're feeling a little off balance today. Let's take those arms out wide. Good. And when those arms come out wide, sometimes we just kind of let them hang there, right? Well, let's celebrate those arm muscles. Reach those fingertips out and feel the palms press down. Good. Right knee is going to bend. If that feels okay for your joint. Good. And we're just going to find this warrior two. We're going to settle into the strength, to those strong legs, to the strong spine, those shoulders and arms reaching out. Good. We're going to try for a minute here, but if that doesn't work for you, that's okay. We got to find that balance, right? Good. Noticing your breath. Good, we're halfway through. Feel those muscles working for you, showing up for you. You got it. A few more breaths here. Nice. Release everything. Wonderful job. And all we're going to do is switch feet. So turn that right foot in, turn the left foot out. When you're ready, bend the left knee. Arms are going to start to reach out wide. Again, if you want, feel those palms press down, activating those arms, as well as the posture muscles. So you might feel those muscles in the back start to turn on when you press those hands down. Good. Again, we're going to try to be here for about a minute. Find that breath. You're doing great. Almost there. 5 more breaths to go. Fantastic. Release those arms. Straighten the leg. Walk those feet gently back again together. Back to our Tadasana. Roll those shoulders up and back. Good. Nice. Take those feet wide again. Now is our time for rest. Hands come to the hips. Lift up nice and tall. Exhale, start to fold forward. Bend those knees as much as you want. Maybe elbows or palms rest on the thighs. Maybe you allow the hands to come down to, again, that block or floor. Head can be super, super heavy here. Letting gravity do most of the work. You got it. 5 more breaths. Nice. Bend the knees, hands come to the thighs, the hips. Slowly press into those heels, rise on up, and we're going to come down to the mat. Find your way down however you want to get there. So we felt our strength in our legs and our arms. Now we're going to move on to this core section, abdominals, back muscles, everything that helps us reach, bend over, sit up, lay down, all those amazing things. So let's come all the way down to the back. Knees can bend. If you want something underneath the head, you can grab it. Good. And again, we're going to do a little bit of self-massage. So I'm going to give you 2 different options, kind of depending on how you're feeling today. Option 1 is going to be a bit of a back massage, and you're going to take your knees into your chest, and you're just going to rock side to side or stir the knees in big circles. And we're just going to do that for a minute or 2, just kind of floating around and feeling those spaces that need a little more love. If you're okay with touching your belly and you'd like to give yourself a little belly massage, taking your, let's say I'm going to take my right hand over by my right rib cage, so the very base of my right rib cage, and make a big circle. So I'm going to take my hand up under the rib cage here, so kind of flowing down below that rib cage. And then we're going to go down towards the left hip, cross over that low belly into the right hip. So we're just making a big circle. Yep. This is really good for digestion, just making this circle with the hands. Not pressing too hard. This shouldn't be uncomfortable. You can always hug the knees in or rock the knees side to side for that back massage if that feels better. Good. And just keep that rubbing going or keep that rocking going wherever you are. Let your breath flow at its pace. Nice job. About 5 more breaths wherever you are. Lovely. Wonderful. So bringing the feet back to the mat if they aren't already, taking the hand off the belly, pausing here for a couple breaths, just kind of noticing how the body feels now. Good. Now we're going to start to bring some awareness into those spaces. So let's just start by tilting the pelvis a little up and down. So tailbone presses down towards the mat, then tailbone lifts up a little bit. So down and up, just kind of tilting the pelvis, feeling that movement all the way up, all the way maybe to the head rocking forward and back a little bit. Good. We're going to use these muscles in 2 different ways. First, we're going to take our hands to our thighs, thighs to our hands, and press hands to thighs, thighs to hands. Feel that press, press, press. Start to feel all of those core muscles start to engage. If you want, you can also lift the feet. Good, making it a little bit harder if that feels good, especially for your low back. So we want to make sure low back feels happy here. Good, not strained or too tired. Good, 1 more breath wherever you are. Nice, bring it back down. Good, we're going to do that 2 more times, so a total of 3. When you're ready, same thing, feet can be down or feet can be lifted, and press. Good, as you're pressing and holding here, notice what happens with the jaw and the neck. Yeah. Good, 1 more breath. And release. Wonderful. Last time, feet on the mat, feet lifted, or if you'd like, we're going to alternate sides. So right hand presses into right thigh, left arm, left leg, reach away. Bring it back to center, switch it out. You got it. We got a few breaths here. Keep it going. Nice. That's it. 1 more each side if you're alternating. Good. Once you finish, bring the feet again to the mat. Maybe rock the knees a little bit if that feels good. Good. So that was mostly focused on our front core muscles, so those abdominals. Now we're going to focus a little bit more on those back muscles as we move into a bridge pose. Hands are going to come by the sides. Feet walk in nice and close. Maybe feel those elbows kind of press down as the shoulders roll under a bit. Heels press down, start to press the knees forward. Good. And as we rise up, we are using our glute muscles. Imagine like you could squeeze your glutes towards the tops of your thighs. Glutes are a big part of our core and our stability. Good. Pressing into those arms, feeling that strength in the back. Knee is working away from the chest. Long, long spine. Good. Slowly lower down. Nice. Take a pause. And we're going to do it again. Press into those heels. Press into those hands. Start to lift. Get nice and long. Use those glutes. Use those back muscles. Press into those arms. That's it. 2 more breaths. Nice. Gently lower back to the mat. And if it feels good for you, bring those knees into the chest. Rock a little side to side. Good. Good, and now we're going to rest. Great way to find some relief or rest for this midsection, core, back muscles are twists. So arms can go out to the sides like a T. You can keep the feet on the mat or lift the feet up. And we're just going to take the knees to one side and then up and over to the other side. Good, just kind of rock back and forth a couple times. And then eventually take the knees to one side and just let them drop. We'll rest here for several breaths on this side. Always feel free to add in some more support, a blanket or pillow in between the thighs or underneath that bottom leg. Soften what you can. Release control. Let gravity do the work. When you feel ready, slowly bringing the knees back to center and over to the other side. Again, adding support as you choose. Letting the arms rest where it feels good for shoulders, head rest where it feels good for neck. Few more breaths here. Slowly coming back to center. And we'll come up to seated for our last section of class. Here we're going to be giving some love to the muscles in the face. They do such wonderful things, communicating how we feel, expressing our emotions. They also help us see and hear and speak and taste. I'm going to take my glasses off here for a moment. And we're going to bring the fingertips to the forehead. And just little tiny taps, really gentle. We're not tapping hard, just little gentle fingertip taps. And then take that tapping down the side and to the cheekbones. Again, that little gentle tap. Down the cheeks to the jawbone. Good, and we're gonna go back up. So take that tapping up again to the cheekbone, to the temples, to the forehead. Nice. Then if it feels okay for you, take the thumb, pointer finger, and just pull on the ears a little bit. Again, gentle pulling. Good. Nice. We'll end here bringing the hands to the heart center. Closing the eyes if you'd like, connecting again to our breath, our heartbeat. Thank you so much for celebrating your body with me today.